This video and all content on this channel is performed by a pest control professional, and it is always recommended to hire a pest control pro in your area to perform any pest control in or outside your home. Pesticides can harm you and your loved ones. Anyone who is performing the information in this video is doing so at their own risk. If you decide to try the info provided in this video, please always check with the local laws in your area and read the labels of any product you use. The label is the law.
Hey everybody, this is Jason Akers again with Green Acres Pest Control, and today I want to go over controlling bed bugs with Crossfire bed bug pesticide, and I want to go over some of the questions that I get asked pretty regularly. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to the channel. So one of the number one questions that I get asked about Crossfire is, I know that it kills bed bugs, but can I use Crossfire for other bugs like ants, roaches, silverfish, spiders, fleas? Will it kill other bugs too? And the answer is no. Actually, the pesticide might kill other bugs, but there are better alternatives out there for those other bugs you're trying to eliminate. The reason being is because bed bug chemicals that have bed bugs only on the label are really designed for bed bugs only. They are not designed, by a scientist to kill other types of bugs. So when using Crossfire, you're really trying to target and eliminate your bed bug problem. It's a very expensive chemical too. There are cheaper alternatives for other types of bugs out there. I've got many other videos on how to get rid of those bugs, so be sure to like the channel and go and find those, search through my channel and find those videos on roaches and other types of bugs. How is it that the bed bugs will die when they've crawled over my sheets to bite me? My sheets aren't treated, because on the label of Crossfire, it specifically states, hey, don't treat your sheets, don't treat your pillows, don't treat your clothes, because, it could make you sick, or it's not going to work. It's going to, maybe flake off, especially if it's a water resistant type thing, like a mattress pad or something like that. And it will specifically state right on there, you need to launder that stuff regularly, once a week. Wash your clothes, the clothes you wear, of course, not your clean clothes, but you need to wash your bed clothes, like your sheets and your covers and your comforters and your pillowcases and stuff like that. You need to wash that stuff. You wash that stuff, you'll get rid of the bed bugs. And when you launder, and this is just a quick tidbit here, when you launder your bed sheets and stuff, you want to heat them first in the dryer for about a half hour or so, then wash and dry. Because when you wash them and dry them, you don't always kill the bed bugs. But when you dry first, then wash and dry, you'll kill your bed bugs. So the third question that I get asked all the time is, how come when I treat with Crossfire in an area I know I sprayed with Crossfire, the bed bug crawled over that spot, but it didn't die? Why didn't it die? I've saved it in a baby jar now for 2 days and it's still alive. Why isn't it dead? So the question, the easiest answer, is that you pick the bed bug up and you put it in a jar. You should have left the bed bug alone or killed it and thrown it away, because bed bugs have to be exposed to pesticide. All bugs, not just bed bugs. Roaches, fleas, termites, lots of bugs have to be continuously exposed to a pesticide to die. So when you see that a bug has crawled over a surface, and yeah, it's a surface you may or may not have sprayed, or if you did spray, it was little droplets, and maybe there's a couple of void spots there and you didn't know, maybe you missed it. You thought you sprayed it, but maybe the spray didn't actually get that spot as good as you thought. And so the bed bug crawled over it, and no, it doesn't die right away. Now, I have had bed bugs exposed to Crossfire, and I have put them in a jar, and they usually die within a day or two. They don't die right away. They die in a little while. And that's one that I know was exposed to Crossfire, because it crawled up my pants that had some Crossfire residue on it. And then I picked it off, put it in a little jar, and it died in a day. They don't die right away though. So don't assume just because you put in a baby jar, it may not have been exposed to enough chemical to die. But if it goes back and forth and it squeezes into like a little seam of a mattress where there may be a little more residue that's sitting now in the pesticide. Just like if you were to sit yourself, and this is going to be gross, but if you sit in raw sewage, you'll die. But if you just happen to trudge through some sewage, you won't necessarily die, at least not right away. So hopefully this explains that third question. If you have any questions about anything we're going over today in the video, don't forget to ask in the comments below, because all of these questions I'm answering have come from comments from you guys. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see when I put new videos up and when I'm answering your questions, because I always answer your questions in video format. Also, I do live streams typically every Thursday night. So I'm on the eastern coast. I live in Virginia. So that's, you got to take time into play. So if you live in England, or you live in Germany, or you live in Australia or somewhere like that, you got to kind of do that time on your own, when you're going to watch me. Or if you live in California or somewhere like that, there's a 3-hour discrepancy. So you need to understand that usually I stream after 9 o'clock, sometimes 8 o'clock. It depends on when my youngest babies and stuff go to bed, because I do have some young children and soon a new baby. And when they go to bed, then I stream. So I've got time, because I'm usually the bedtime dad. I sit them down and I tell them stories and stuff, and I help them go to bed. One of the other questions I get asked is, Crossfire's really expensive. I just can't afford it. Are there any cheaper alternatives, or any alternatives to Crossfire out there at all? And the answer is not as easy as it may seem. Not really a yes or no answer. The answer is that there are some chemicals out there that are labeled for bed bugs that will eliminate bed bugs, but it's going to take a lot more work to eliminate those bed bugs. And you might run into resistance to those pesticides when trying to eliminate those bed bugs. It may take you anywhere from 6 to 9 months to get rid of your bed bug infestation using some other options out there. The reason I recommend Crossfire is because Crossfire is a pretty easy pesticide to use. You don't have to empty all your dressers. You don't have to empty all your closets. You don't really have to take everything out of your room. The only thing that I require my customers to do is to pull off their comforter, sheets, covers, pillows, and leave basically a bare mattress, so I can treat the bare mattress. And also, don't put anything on the couches and love seats, lazy boys and stuff, because I treat those too. Also, I treat automobiles. A lot of exterminators don't do that. I do recommend doing that with Crossfire, because Crossfire can be used in these areas. This will keep you from transporting bed bugs, or if you may have transported bed bugs from work, from a coworker, from a friend's house, in your vehicle. This eliminates the possibility of them being in your vehicle. And I do have videos on how to treat car. Just search my channel on how to treat your car for bed bugs. So the short answer is yes, there are other chemicals out there. I don't talk about them a lot on my channel. You're much more likely to make yourself sick when using them, so I don't like to. But there is one pesticide, one option that works almost as good, or maybe even better than Crossfire, is Apprehend. Apprehend is not something that I recommend anyone try to do it yourself. The reason being is that it is a mold spore. It is designed to attach to the bed bug and kill it in a way that no other pesticide really works in the same way that Apprehend does. They can't really build resistance to it, so it's a good alternative to resistant bed bugs, like bed bugs resistant to other pesticides and stuff like that. Crossfire is also used in resistant strains of bed bugs, but the thing is with Apprehend is that it actually needs specialized equipment. It's expensive equipment. You're talking $120+ for the little spray tank. If you go onto Apprehend's website, they have a lot of do-it-yourself videos showing how exterminators, people like me, are to go in and treat houses. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of trial and error, when you're spraying with it. And so I don't recommend it for just anyone. I really recommend that if you're going to get Apprehend and you're going to do an Apprehend job, you need to hire somebody. I always recommend you hire somebody anyway, because at least you'll get a professional that knows what they're doing. But for people that can't afford exterminators, that's why you're here. That's why you're on the channel. I'm teaching people how to get rid of bed bugs, roaches, fleas, all kinds of bugs on their own. But really, when you compare pricing for Crossfire or other types of pesticides, Crossfire is typically between $30 and $50 for a 13-ounce bottle. You mix 13 ounces in 1 gallon of water. That's how you make Crossfire. I've got videos on how to mix it too. Search my channel for mixing videos. But when you take other pesticides that are expensive, all pesticides are expensive, and you use them and they don't work, or you have to apply 20, 30 times to get rid of your bed bugs, you're really spending about the same thing or more, actually, than Crossfire, which, 1 gallon is typically all it takes. So, for the fifth and final question that I get asked about Crossfire is when mixing Crossfire, it says on the label to use within 24 hours of mixing. If I use this chemical in 2 weeks, can I just shake the jug and reapply? And this is going to be a tricky question to answer. So, pesticides degrade in water. It just happens. When you mix a pesticide, it will start to degrade in the water. That's one of the reasons that I understand that they tell you to use within 24 hours. That doesn't mean the chemical is going to degrade within 24 hours of spraying, because the water is going to evaporate, leaving the chemical behind. But when it sits in water, different pesticides react differently to being suspended in water. Crossfire will actually separate from the water. And I've heard people, not myself, but because usually when I mix for a job, I mix enough to do the job, I use it all. But when people are only doing maybe one house, you may have half a gallon left over. And so they don't want to just throw it away. They want to use it. So they ask me, can I just shake it up and use it in 2 weeks? And what people have done is they said, well, so and so will come in and they'll say, this is usually done on my live streams. They'll come in and they'll say, well, I used it and it still killed my bed bugs. So the short answer is you're not commanded by the label not to use it. They tell you to use within 24 hours for the best results. That doesn't mean that you can't use it outside of 24 hours. There are a lot of people who have used it. I have to recommend what the label recommends. That's why I tell you, use within 24 hours. You're going to get the best results that way. That doesn't mean that in 2 weeks, if you want to spray again, that the chemical won't kill bugs. It may not last as long. It may not work for as long. It may not work at all. But if you've got it left over and you want to use it, you're not held to the same restraints that I am being licensed. I have to follow the label. The label is the law. I recommend you follow the label. The label is the law. It will give you the best results following the directions you've got. If you order a piece of furniture from IKEA, you could probably put it together and have leftover parts. But that doesn't mean the piece of equipment you bought from IKEA, like a dresser or a chest of drawers, is going to work as well than if you followed the actual directions and what they tell you to do. So hopefully all of these questions have answered, that I've answered all of these questions effectively for you, and that you will be able to make the decision of whether or not you want to purchase Crossfire for the use in your own home to eliminate your bed bugs, but only bed bugs. Y'all have a great day. I appreciate it. Don't forget, like, subscribe, follow. I gave you a lot of resources today, a lot of things to search on my channel. So hopefully you'll be able to take care of all of your bug needs by following Green Acres Pest Control on YouTube. Y'all have a great day. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.